Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be going over one of the most overlooked parts of gripping the football, and we're going to start the video right now. This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab.
Reach your individual goals. You don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become.
All right, so I was working with an athlete earlier this week, and it really came to me that the relationship between that index finger and the thumb is super important in order to really help you as a quarterback in gripping the football, and that ends up being really, an important part of being able to get the ball out of your hands quickly, being able to effectively flick the wrist, which we talk about all the time, and there's a lot of quarterbacks that talk about how important the wrist flick is when it comes to throwing velocity and throwing power, and also making it so you're able to get the ball in the right position so you're coming downwards on the football instead of going and like pushing the football, right? There's some people that end up having a thing where they're like trying to push the ball, it almost seems like, where that ends up really being ineffective when it comes to throwing the ball. The muscles you want to be using are those lats and the serratus, and really pulling downwards on the ball as you're coming through. So what I think is really important here is how you hold the ball with your index finger and with your thumb, right? So you can see I'm lifting these additional 3 fingers, and I'm just holding the ball with my index finger, with my thumb. And from there, that gives me the opportunity to really see where I should be holding the football, right? Once I can go here, I'm going to hold it and be able to lift up with my, additional fingers. And then from there, I can go and kind of grip it from that position. And so you want to be aware of how you can hold the football the best you can with that index finger, with that thumb, and that relationship, that squeezing, like I'm really squeezing with those two fingers primarily, as I'm gripping the football. There's a little bit into my pinky, I would say if we'd go like probably 60 to 70% of my, overall force here is in my index fingers, in my thumb. Maybe there's like 5 to 10 in my pinky, and in these other 3 fingers here. So most of it's in the thumb, most of it's in the index finger as I'm going, so then I could really get on top of the football and come through. Now I do want to say, this is what works for me, right? Everybody's going to have different ways of being able to, hold the football and have a lot of success. So if you're having a lot of success currently, how you're holding the football, and when you try to do this doesn't make any sense to you or doesn't feel correct, then I would say don't do it. There's not one way to throw a football, right? There's a million different ways to throw a football, and there's going to be one specific way that's right for you, and that's what we try to do within, Quarterback University or within our throw program, is really try to understand how you could utilize your body to get more out of your throw, whether it's increasing your release time, whether it's generating more power, more throwing velocity, throwing the ball further. All those things come into play when it comes to also your goals, right? If you're trying to throw the ball further, then we want to be able to optimize your body to be able to throw the ball further. If you're trying to get the ball out of your hands faster, same thing. So, just because you're throwing the ball, really far, and you might have a grip that's not working for you, or the grip is working for you currently, and you do it like this, that doesn't mean that you're throwing the ball incorrectly. You might have a certain grip within your hands, or there's a ton of different things that go into each individual when it comes to, how to develop correct throwing mechanics. I think there's a lot of people that make that mistake where, you're trying to replicate too much like how Josh Allen throws, or how Patrick Mahomes throws, or how Tom Brady, and I do those breakdowns to be able to really get a good understanding of what do all these guys do effectively, right? It's not that what does Tom Brady do or what does Patrick Mahomes do, it's what do all these quarterbacks, all the top quarterbacks do that makes it so they are at the highest level. So I look for repeated patterns, not one particular thing within their mechanics. So if this ends up helping the relationship, really feeling that relationship between the index finger and the thumb, then great. Definitely try to implement that. But if it doesn't, then, I would say don't implement it. So, I would really, though, especially for your younger athletes, if you're struggling with that wrist position, that index finger and the thumb, that relationship is really critical to help you in getting that really quality wrist flick when you're throwing the football. All right. As always, if you like the information, go and click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, you can leave those down below. And it's that time of year, guys. I know the football season's coming to the end. If you guys are looking to improve your mechanics, you're looking to get a program that will help you in improving your shoulder strength, range of motion, make it so you have consistency. And that's what the name of the game here is. You want to be able to consistently show up for yourself, commit to a program, this is the program to do it. I'm going to help you guys out a ton. I'm super excited for 2022. I know I'm going to be able to provide the most amount of value for you guys here in these next few months. So there's a lot of cool things upcoming. And again, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.